Good morning. This is Pastor Brenda Albrecht at Grace United Methodist Church in Emporia, Kansas, and today is December 6th, 2020. So today we are celebrating St. Nicholas Feast Day. And for the children's sermon on Sunday, if you're going to be at the drive-in church, if you want to participate, you need to put your shoes on the hood of your car or in front of your car, and they will know that the surprise guest who's coming will know you want to participate. Because see, he's going to have something for you. But before you can even open it, I want you to think about all the things that you already have in your room, or all the things that you have in your house, or even in your life. Do you have things that other kids don't have or other people don't have? Because see, St. Nicholas is about giving to those less fortunate than you. That means he cared for all of the little kids and the families who didn't have enough to eat, or the clothes to wear, or toys to play with. And so we can be the same as St. Nicholas. So you can give the gift that he gives you today, or you can share it with someone else and share the love by just being and giving of yourself. So you just might brighten somebody else's day by giving them a little gift. So on Christmas Eve, as children, we waited for Santa to come. Waiting that night for Christmas morning to arrive and see the stockings full and the presents under the tree. As a child, well, that was the longest night of the year, which then turned into the longest morning for parents when the kids would get them up at the crack of dawn to celebrate Christmas. We read in 2 Peter chapter 3 that with God, one day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like one day. Waiting for Jesus to be born and his coming again seems like an eternity to us. But for God, it is just a blink of an eye. We need to be patient, and we need to wait for the coming of Jesus, just like children everywhere wait for the arrival of Santa Claus. During Advent, we prepare for Jesus' birth. We hurry up and wait during this season. We wait in line. We wait for packages to arrive. We wait for the days to get longer again. But so many this year are hurry up and waiting for unemployment checks to come, or they're waiting in food bank lines, or they're waiting in testing sites. It's easy for us to lose sight of the waiting and preparing for Jesus to come. We forget how we are called to live. We are to go tell it on the mountain. We are to invite our neighbor to drive in worship. We are to feed the hungry, warm the homeless with blankets, put shoes on students. When we reach out to one another, when we tell others of God's love and the salvation found in Jesus, we then are like the prophet John the Baptist. See, John the Baptist tells of Jesus coming. He says, prepare the way for the Lord. Get ready. The Messiah is here. We rejoice in the birth of our King. See, the world will see God's love in action come down when it sees Jesus' mercy and salvation through our actions and our words and our love for one another. The world will rejoice with us and tell others, and they will want to love one another as well. So today is St. Nicholas Feast Day, and I brought my St. Nicholas with me. I want to show y'all my St. Nicholas. There we go. And we know that Christmas is about Jesus and his saving grace. But see, we can learn about St. Nicholas today as well. And that will help us to focus on God's love towards us and the world. You see, St. Nicholas was born during the 3rd century in a country which is now known as Turkey. And his parents were wealthy, but they died when he was really young. And they had raised him as a Christian. And so in his reading of the Bible, he heard and obeyed Jesus' words to sell what you own and give your money to the poor. So he used his whole inheritance to help the sick and the needy and the suffering in his town. He gave his all to serving God. He became Bishop Nicholas and was known for his generosity to those in need, including children and sailors. And Bishop Nicholas was persecuted for his faith, and he was imprisoned. And the anniversary of his death on December 6th, 325 AD, is celebrated to this day with stories of his generosity and his goodness. In Europe, they celebrate St. Nicholas's feast day. So instead of December 25th, in Europe and other places around the world, December 6th is the main day for giving gifts. This is the day that we share gifts. So December 25th is the day we can focus on Jesus' birth and God's gift to us. In our world today, some people have lost the tradition of Santa. But you see, Santa Claus is based on St. Nicholas and his love for children. St. Nicholas and Santa are different, yet they have many similarities. You see, they both reach out to love children. St. Nicholas is the patron saint of children. He shows us how we are to live. As Bishop, Nicholas put Jesus Christ as the pivotal part of his life and ministry. what exactly Jesus wants each one of us to do as well. The baby born in the manger was the least of these at the time. His earthly parents didn't have fame and fortune to raise him like the king that he is. They were the poor and the needy. They couldn't even find a place to stay for Mary to give birth to the King of Kings. We reach out at Christmas to help those around us so that they may know the love of God. We are to share the joy and the love of God with others. We are to bless the children by caring for all of God's children. We are to clothe the naked, feed the hungry, forgive our enemies, and love with all of our hearts. And when we do these things, we are living out the call of discipleship and readying our hearts for the Jesus coming again. As Christians, we are like St. Nicholas. We focus on bringing joy to the children through so many different projects and organizations throughout the year. See, Jesus calls us to love the little children. He says, bring the children to me. So if we can love them, we will want to love everyone because we are all God's children. So rejoice not only on Christmas, but for every day, for the saving grace of God. Amen.